Man, I guess talk about how it feels to get going. I think it's 11 fights in 3 years or something like that. It's crazy. So, I mean, how does it feel to be getting ready for another season?
Yo, to be honest, I've missed it. Only since November last fight, but I've missed it. I love the routine. I love the lifestyle. I love being in camp, breaking the opponent down, breaking the body down, everything. So no, it's fun.
It's I always wonder because when you go all the way to the end like you did, I wonder if a couple months later it feels like, oh my god, like I still need some more time off. You know what I mean? Like I'm just now recovering to start the whole journey again. But you don't feel that at all?
Oh no, not at all. I'm ready to get it back in.
Very nice.
That's what I love with the PFL format as well. Like, I know, like you have a lot of guys, training partners out here, like they waiting to get fights and like they training and then the fight falls off, whatever. I love the fact that I know I'm fighting in April, I'm fighting in June, I'm fighting in August, and I'm fighting in November. So it's fun.
Nice. All right, how did the discussion go to be like, all right, we're going to 205?
It wasn't much of a discussion. It wasn't much of a like I've been in 174 a couple of years, and the first 2 seasons was pretty easy, and then it just became harder and harder to make weight, and I become better and better, so I fight longer and longer in the season, so it's more weight cuts, less recovery time in between, so it was just grueling, cutting 30-35 pounds each fight, so now a lot more fun.
Yeah, clearly. Fight week's going to be a lot different for you for sure.
Oh, yeah. This is new territory, but very exciting.
Did the result have any? So did the result really have nothing to do with the weight move? Did you know, like, win or lose in the finals? Like, I got to get out at 170. I can't do this anymore.
To be honest, I think it happened just the way it was supposed to happen. If the result was different, I don't know if I would have made the move, but I don't know if that would be the best decision for me because it was hard for me to actually keep making 4 times a year.
Yeah, we saw it. You look hard.
Yeah.
So talk about the difference now at 205. So now do you just go, okay, now I just don't have that miserable weight cut, or now do you say, okay, now let's put some more muscle on, let's add some. What's the approach?
Yeah, so we sat down, me and the team, and we discussed a little bit of how we should approach making the 205. I put on a little bit of muscle, a little bit of weight, but not too much. I'm actually not crazy far away from where I was when I was off camp fighting in 170, which tells you how much I had to cut. But it's been a fun process actually training and building a little bit, building muscle, gaining weight, doing a little bit different things in the weight room. It's been fun.
Nice. Talk about the matchup you have first. Kind of a big name out of the gate.
Yeah.
What do you think about the matchup stylistically?
No, I love it. It was a long time since I fought Southpaw, so I'm very excited to do that. And for me, it's fun to come into the division and actually face a guy that it's been proven in the division, and I think that's gonna tell a lot of people where I'm at, and because when people found out that I was gonna move up to 170. Everyone was like, why? What are you doing? Like, just wait and see.
I love it. Last thing for me, I mean, is this season just, obviously it's a huge change in weight division, but it's a huge change to the organization, right? You got Bellator in the mix and all that. I mean, a lot of things happening. So is this anything different for you, or is it just business as usual? Go do what you've been doing the last couple of years, or does this feel unique?
So what's different is, like, right about now, I don't have to weigh my food. I don't have to think about that. I can actually go home and refuel, and I don't have to think about that, which is new, and this is new territory. Like, I don't have a lot of weight to get rid of before the weigh-ins. So I'm not sure. We're talking about, okay, should I diet down a little bit and just walk into the weigh-ins at 206, or should I cut a little bit of, like, so that process is a little bit different, but other than that, being a veteran in the PFL format, I believe that I keep myself pretty even keeled, and I know that it's a tough fight. I'm not gonna take anything lightly, and I'm gonna prepare. Like I'm doing everything, even though I don't have to run to make weight. I run, even though I make sure I'm doing whatever I need to do.
You kind of just explained it there, but like, can you talk about the training now that you don't like half your camp, most of your camp, you don't have to worry about cutting weight, right? Like,
yeah.
We've seen you train. You spar for 30 minutes and then you go run on the bike for an hour. So like how has training changed a little bit? Like now, are you happy to like just improve your skills and instead of like the weight cut? Like what's training like?
Usually, to be honest, for me, everyone does it differently in terms of how they like structure their training. But usually, like skills training for me is usually off season. We don't have a long off season in PFL, unfortunately. So during camp and when I have an opponent, we mostly structure the training for things that we're trying to do in the fight and things we expect to do in the fight, getting looks that we expect to get during the fight and stuff like that, right? So it's not too much different. And to be honest, like I fought at 185 and I fought at 170. Now I fought at 205. Like at the end of the day, when the cage like it's not gonna be like, oh, he's heavy. We gotta fight, you know. Pretty simple.
So it's heavyweight next. You're hitting all the gammas, or?
So I joked when I got back from Sweden. I was in Sweden after the finals. I came back and I was heavy because I was like, yeah, I'm moving up, right? so the guys, they were like, people didn't know that I was gonna move up to 205 yet. So they were asking me, they were like, what's your weight? I was like, yeah, I heard Francis need an opponent, so yeah. So we'll see. We start with this fight, and then we take it from there.
And you know, your last weight cut was pretty bad. Can you reveal, like, just what went wrong? You made weight, obviously, but what went wrong in that? Because you look like death on the scale.
Yeah. So the thing is, I believe sometimes, first and foremost, I don't wanna, because I don't want it to feel like I'm blaming the weight. No, everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, and the reason why everything happened is the reason I'm standing here today fighting at 205. So I don't want to go back and try to make excuses and stuff like that. Everybody has to make weight. I made weight. I made weight, but I didn't perform well. So now I'm here.
Now that you're at 205, what's the most amount of weight you've cut to make 170?
Depends on, like, probably 40. Probably 40. Yeah.
We had another fighter in here, but they're going from 145 to 155, but their greater challenge is jumping, weight classes because there's more weight to traverse in the higher divisions, or is it kind of the same process?
So I believe it's individual. It depends. Like for me, if I were to fight at 185, you would say, yeah, he's moving up. But at that point, I would actually fight in the weight division I was supposed to fight in, right? So it all depends, because I believe that a lot of fighters are cutting too much weight. Only reason I cut a lot of weight was because PFL got rid of the 185 division. When I fought at 185, I was actually lighter than what it was when I started going down to 170, because my body was always, I stayed around 195, like it was easy. As soon as I started to go down to 170, I started to move up more in weight. So it all depends, it's very individual. But I always tell guys, because my experience is train hard and like be able to refuel and recover is the best way. I don't want to be the best nutritionist or dietitian or whatever. I want to be the best fighter I can be, right? So if I'm coming to the fight depleted and not gonna be able to perform because I'm taking 10 pounds more off, like, I don't see the benefit of that.
Not in PFL, but in broader MMA, do you think there should be more weight divisions?
Oh, that's a great question. And like, I would say that, like, I haven't like started to think about it like in depth, but in boxing there's more weight division and there's more belts, and there are a lot of things. There's like, it's watered out because there's so many champions. So it's hard. That's a very hard question, and I'm definitely not the right person to answer that.
Fair enough, thanks.
Yeah.